another extraordinary experience, weird situation, coincidence. That it must only be coincidence, or is it fate? I went down to the campsite in Wick, and it was closed, and I might have guessed that it would be closed in January, but unlike Durness, where they leave the campsite open for people to still stay there, even though there's no facilities, which I think is a really generous thing to do. When you see the place in Wick, you think, well, it's maybe not as appropriate to leave their site open all year round, so they don't. And so that left me with a bit of a challenge to find somewhere to stay. But very close to the campsite, there was a sort of a little lay-by at the end of a cul-de-sac. And the great thing about this little lay-by was it was really close to a phone transmitter, so I had probably the best internet signal I've had all week, and it was a great opportunity to upload the films that I'd made so far, and watch a little bit of telly online and stuff like that. Anyway, the lay-by was opposite a house, and I thought, well, whoever lives there, they're going to be curious at least at the sight of a camper van parked there and looking like it's making ready for the evening. So I thought, if I see anyone, I will make contact and just sort of hopefully reassure them that I'm not about to burgle their house. As I was sitting editing my video, a lady came out of the house to walk her dog, and so I gave her a wave, and perhaps predictably she sort of noticed but then looked the other way, and then disappeared up the lane. And when she came back, I decided to open the door and say good evening, and she came across. I was very pleased that she wandered over to the van and said hello. I explained my circumstances. I said I'd hoped the campsite was going to be open, but it wasn't, and that I was intending, with her permission I suppose, to pitch up there for the evening. Anyway, she said to me, "Where are you from?" And I said, well, I've just come from Durness. She said, no, where are you really from? Where are you originally from? I said, I'm from York. And she said, that's a coincidence. She said, I thought I could detect it in your accent. She said, I'm from quite near York myself. I said, oh, really? I said, well, whereabouts are you from? She said, I'm from Malton. Now, anybody that knows me would probably be able to tell you that I say I'm from Malton as well. But as I said to her, I don't believe this is incredible. I said, well, now we're getting down to the detail of things. Because you're from Malton, I'll tell you that actually I'm not from York, but I'm from Norton. Now, Norton and Malton is essentially one town separated by the River Derwent, and on the north side of the River Derwent it's Malton, and on the south side it's Norton. And Dot, as she introduced herself as, is from Malton, and I'm from Norton. And she said, oh, Norton. She said, well, to tell you the truth, she said, I was born in a place quite close to Norton. She said, I was born in a place called Westocroft. I said, well, so was I. And the idea that I had travelled so far from home, or my hometown, to be in Wick, which is, you don't go much further in mainland Britain than Wick. And then I thought about, and we talked about this, Dot and I thought about the number of either-or decisions that I'd taken since leaving Durness that day, and the different things that had happened to me that I felt great about and I felt rotten about and all that. The fact that I'd ended up parked in this lay-by down this little dead-end lane in Wick, and should have decided to make contact with the person whose house I parked opposite, and at the end of all of that, she and I were born under the same roof. And it is just extraordinary. It's wonderful. It's absolutely wonderful. But the story gets even better, because this woman, well, obviously she's from Malton, so she's a kind and generous and wonderful person. She said, right, tomorrow, she said, I've got a pal coming round, and she's going to drop in for a cup of tea. Would you come over and join us and have a cup of tea and chat? And I said, what? She said, is there anything else you'd like? She said, well, how about a shower? Well, I hadn't had a shower for 5 days, and although I'd been managing quite well, there's only so much you can achieve with wet wipes. And I said, you know what, I would love a shower. I said, can I bring my suitcase of clean clothes in and just get myself sorted out? She said, of course you can, of course you can. So, sure enough, her friend Kay arrived. I went over to the house, disappeared into the shower. 20 minutes I was in that shower. Oh God, it was fantastic. It was like a rebirth when I came out. Put all clean clothes on and sat and had a really good blether to Dot and Kay. And that was the start of a lovely day off in Wick, which was exactly what I needed to, you know, just get my head together, have a word with myself about being a grumpy monkey, and get ready for this final leg of the journey, which basically from Wick to Inverness is the A9. And the A9 is a beautiful road along the coast.